acting up.
You've got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. and we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like Simrigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Welcome to the Southern Thunder Truck Series here at Chicagoland. My name is Sean Signore. I'm here with James Watson tonight. We're going to bring you 120 laps, high-packed action here from the Chicagoland Speedway. James, my boy, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good. This one's gonna be interesting. I think this is our first trip to Chicagoland all season, so this is always one of the best mile and a halves when it comes to just pure racing and a pure show. So I'm curious to see what everyone is gonna have in store for us for this one.
Most definitely one of the better tracks here on the schedule, that is for sure. Gonna hop into our track facts here tonight. 1.53 miles around this super speedway. Joliet is the place it is, a little south of Chicago. 120 laps tonight, 4 sets in the tires, about 45 laps on a tank of fuel, right on the edge. It's going to be quite a strategy race brewing here tonight with that short of a fuel stop. Pretty decent weather out there as well. We're going to go to our track facts, for our keys to the race for the night. First one's going to be managing the progressive banking. It's a little more banked here at the top line than it is on the bottom. James, I'm sure you can tell us a little bit about having to deal with the multiple lines here.
Absolutely. We're going to see a lot of guys running down low early in the race, but as the runs evolve, we're going to see guys move up towards the wall, and you're going to see a lot of ripping the lip and maybe some slide jobs here towards the end.
Yeah, I can see it as well. Our second key to the race is going to be tire wear and long run pace, especially with that fuel run being just on the cusp of a 2-stop strategy. Trying to save your pace for the whole 40 laps is crucial to making it on just the 2 stops. If you're able to burn through your stuff and have to pit earlier, it's going to put you in a hole. Our final key to the race, momentum and clean air. As with any big oval with these trucks, getting out front, staying in the clean air, so it makes a world of difference. Ain't that right, James?
Absolutely. Clean air is king, and I don't think there's really many other cars where that's more the case than these trucks.
Yeah, these trucks are so dependent on downforce, big splitter, big spoiler. There's no other way of getting around the track other than being out in clean air and keeping that engine wound up. It's going to be super important here tonight at Chicago. Getting through our warm-up right here. And here is our point standings, actually. Brad Newman leading the points right now with 9 wins on the season. Still looking for number 10. Came up a little bit short last week. Matty Ray, 187 points behind. It's going to be a long road to climb if he's able to get back into it. Ruben Phelps in 3rd. Brian Blundell with 3 wins in 4th. Lachlan Urquio in 5th. Mark Grocott in 6th. Brian Barber, Andy Barber 7th and 8th. Jason Holdsworth with 4 wins on the season in 9th. And then Brad Wright running out your top 10. Got a little bit of practice action still going on here. James, who are you looking out for in the practice session?
I think who you always have to keep an eye on is gonna always be, Holdsworth, Matty Raymond, Kutai Dahl. Although there's one person that we normally keep our eyes on that our eyes are not seeing.
Yeah, Brad Newman still have yet to come into the race tonight, but, be inconsequential for him with such a big points lead. 3 races left in the season. Really isn't not much he can do to lose this championship, so he's got a couple races in the bag. He might just want to take the night off. I think he's earned it with 9 wins,
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
We're fair employers here at Southern Thunder Truck Series. Qualifying now, just getting underway. A couple trucks out there on the track. Jason Holdsworth, Adam Malone, you see on the screen in the 3 truck. Haven't seen him in a couple weeks. Glad to have him back out on track. He's pretty fast in practice. He's up in the top 5 in the practice charts. It's be interesting to see if he can carry that momentum in through the qualifying and into the race. Forgetting to renew your iRacing sub can make you a spectator. Yes, it can. That is quite comment right there on the YouTube. I must say, truth has been spoken.
Who said it? I couldn't quite make out who it
I
was.
couldn't make out the name either.
Oh.
Repeat.
As long as he has it up and running at least by Sunday to go short tracking in Oz Ovals. That's a plug for a different time.
Oswald is a very fun series to watch. Usually Sunday nights here in the States. Right now, some laps coming in of qualifying. Adam Malone right now on the pole. Nigel Seidel coming in second. Jason Holdsworth in third. Ryan Barber, Brian Blundell riding out your top five. Ooh, Brenton Henderson in the 81 truck to the front. Clocking in at 29.9. First one underneath that 32nd bracket. Pretty good lap there out of Brenton. We're watching Andy Barber right now putting in another lap time. Looking a little loose out there, getting back in the gas.
No kidding.
This right here is Kutai Dahl, your winner last week. Big statement win out of him. Drove away from Brad Newman, won pretty handily in that race. I want to say it was over 20 seconds or so by the end. Very impressive run by a Kutai. He might just be somebody to really look out for coming into next season.
Absolutely. When you go into a road course and go toe-to-toe with Brad Newman like that and win by the margin he did, that's one heck of a shot call right there.
Indeed. On board right now with the 58, that's Matt Patton. Another new name to the series, at least for me. Brenton Henderson still on your pole sitting truck right now. He's got only 8 thousandths over Kutai Dahl in second. Ryan Barber 9 thousandths off, so your top three within 1/100th of a second. Matty Ray out on track. He is consistent week in, week out, running up front. Always got to see where he clocks in qualifying. Matty Ray coming across the line. His orange and red 83 truck. Gonna clock in 11th. Not a very good lap out of him. I know he's gonna be looking for more. Gonna step away, get a couple quick ads in for our starting grid. We'll be back with the start. 120 laps here at Chicago.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Welcome back here to Chicagoland. Qualifying is over. Going to present you our starting grid here. 120 laps coming right up from Chicagoland. On the pole, Brenton Henderson, his 81 truck, rocking a new paint scheme this week, looking good out front. Kutai Dahl, your winner last week, in second. Ryan Barber in the 194 starting third. Brad Wright in fourth. Tim Blundell in the 4 truck's going to be starting in fifth, and Adam Malone in sixth in his 3 truck. Tom Pritchard starting 7th, and Andy Barber starting in 8th. Nigel Seidel in the 69 truck starting 9th, and Jason Holdsworth, somebody you're going to be wanting to see drive up through the pack, in 10th. Matty Ray clocking in 11th, and Matt Patton in 12th. Ryan Blundell comes in 13th, and Mark Rocott in 14th. And Noddy Tompkins in the 119 is going to round out your field in 15th. Well, James, I hate to put you on the spot, but we're going to have to make some picks tonight.
Yes, sir. I'm going to go with Matty Raymond. This is a track that really fits his driving style. Qualifying, not too concerned about, because Matty typically kind of starts right around that position and just focuses on conserving and waiting for his time to strike.
Oh, you really thought that one out, huh?
Allegedly.
I'm going to go with the 8 truck. I don't have any excuse or reason why compared to James right there, but I'm going to go with the 8 truck. I feel like he's got some ass to kick, and he's going to do it. Kobe, take a break from pushing those buttons. Who are you going to pick tonight?
Good evening, gentlemen, and good evening to the viewers at home. This week I'm going to go with none other than Mr. Kute Dell. Fortunately, I've had a bit of time off from my Wednesday night duties with SRW TV, and I've been able to watch some races that he participates in another league in Australia. He's getting solid results over there, and I see no reason why he won't bring home a solid result tonight. Especially with the 33 absent from the field, he's got a really good shot to win this race. Back to you, gentlemen.
Alrighty, so Kobe's going to pick that 55 truck, Kutai Dal. He really thought that one out too. Everybody at home, you pick out a truck in that field. Just don't pick ones we already did. You always get first shot. James, man, it's going to be an exciting race tonight.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to see what kind of show these boys put on.
120 laps, quite a little bit longer than some of these other races we've had at mile and a half. So that 20 laps, it might make a big difference tonight. Pace car coming down off turn 4 into the pits. Green flag is out. Brenton Henderson a little slow on the start. Kutai Dal rolling really good here on the outside. He is going to take the lead going into turn 1. Picking up where he left off last week, winning at the Roval. Big battle for third right now between Andy Barber and Brad Wright. Bright last time around actually had a pretty good run recently in one of these mile and a half, so he could be in store for another one here tonight. You see a little bit of a stack up there in the back, 3 wide. On board Jason Holdsworth. Now on board Nigel Seidel in the pack. He is underneath Andy Barber there. As Holdsworth gets clear of that 3 truck going down to turn 1. Made a pretty easy pass there. You're looking pretty sporty here early. Big run for that 96. Down to block Tom Pritchard. Threw a big block on that 96. Gives the 5 truck the outside lane. He's going to take advantage of that. Want to get around these guys if maybe he doesn't get blocked.
Yeah, that was a bit sketchy for a moment there.
Yeah, that's pretty hard racing right now as you see the 4 truck, Tim Blundell, using that high line. First truck we've seen all the way up against the wall. There is some speed up there. This is one of those racetracks you can run right up against the wall. One of our keys of the race. The progressive banking really works well here at Chicagoland, especially in a truck where the momentum is so much more important.
Absolutely. But it does cook your tires more, so while Tim is making some serious speed right now, that's going to cost him here as this run goes on.
Indeed. Battle here for 4th heating up. Brad Wright under pressure from Jason Holdsworth. He's going to go down to turn 3, make the pass look easy. And he's going to get himself a run on that 81. Try to get a twofer right here. Underneath Brenton Henderson. Jason Holdsworth, he started 10th. He is wasting no time. Up 6, going to be 7 spots here. Big loose out of that 81 truck. The 19, Brad Wright's also going to sneak in underneath him. It's going to cost him some momentum. Your pole-sitting truck, Brenton Henderson, having a little bit of problems here early. Lost some track position and is now falling back right now. He could be just trying to save his stuff, knowing how much the fall-off is coming up right up ahead. Big save out of him, though. Hang on to it.
Yeah, but, man, Holdsworth is wasting no time.
No, he is not. Didn't get the best, qualifying lap in. Has really picked up his spots now. As Brad Wright actually coming to the inside of Jason. Another loose moment right there by the truck on the outside. This time it's that 8 truck. You saw a big wiggle out of him. It's going to cost him the spot here for the moment. Brad Wright closing up on Ryan Barber. Kutai Dahl, still your leader, has not been able to get away. Oh, another big wiggle by the outside line. That is Brad Wright this time by almost got into that wall. What a save. Jason Holdsworth's going to take advantage of that, come back down to the bottom. He's going to clear him through the center of 3 and 4. Adam Malone in the 3 is going to try to follow him through. We've seen it a couple times already, James, the truck on that outside line getting loose, having to lift, and it's costing them 2-3 spots every time.
Yeah, buyer beware up there, man.
Battle for the lead. Ryan Barber underneath Kutai Dahl side by side down this backstretch here. Jason Holdsworth sitting right back in 3rd. Gonna watch this all go down. As the 194 dives down to the bottom, he's going to clear Kutai Dahl. That is Ryan Barber to the lead. Your second leader tonight. Took him 8 laps, but he got it done to the front. Jason Holdsworth now putting the 55 under pressure. Going to try to go to the bottom here. Doesn't seem to have the center speed to clear him off the corner. They're going to hang out side by side down the straightaway. Kutai's kind of going to get away here. How about that 194 there, James? Looking pretty stout out front as Kutai kind of closes back in.
Yeah, we'll see how long he can hold them off. Great charge so far for Ryan to get up there, but already Kutai wants that lead back.
And Ryan running that 194 for his late grandfather he lost earlier this season. Really putting that number to good use out in front. Looks good out in front.
Amen to that.
And Kutai is still putting on that pressure. Sometimes it's a little easier at some of these mile and a halves to follow a truck. You know, before the dirty air was so bad, I used to like following the leader around and saving my stuff. But right now, with clean air being so important, you really don't want to do it.
Yeah, with how bad the dirty air just wrecks your tires too. They've worked on getting this aero model a lot more accurate, which is why the dirty air seems to be worse, because apparently that's more accurate, so that's swell to hear. So yeah, you wonder what kind of damage Kutai is doing to those Goodyears running right behind the tailgate of the 194. See Matty Ray making the move to get up to 11th. He's starting to make some moves.
Yeah, I was about to say that this whole top 12 positions all seem to be nose to tail, all nice and tight together. And Matty Ray was in the back of that line, made me thinking he was saving his stuff. Sure enough, he lights the wick just a little bit to get around that 69, who appears to be struggling a little bit. The draft appears to be strong tonight with all these guys already still sticking with these leaders. We're 13 laps in, and it seems like the whole top 10's within 2-3 seconds of each other. Nobody's been able to get away just yet. Big run out of that 55 this time around, though, coming to the line to end lap 14. It's going to get a little bit of a chance here going down to turn 1 to make a move on Ryan Barber. Lifts a little early and sits back down behind him, following him through the corner, kind of just stalking his prey. I can kind of get a feeling that 55 might be pushing a little less, though. Matt Patton underneath the 6 truck of Tom Pritchard. Matt's up a couple spots from where he qualified, actually looking pretty good right now at the moment.
Yep, he's gonna clear the 6, but Tom immediately wants that spot back.
And Tom had a good run on him right there. If he wanted that bag, he could have just taken it. As you can see, the 83, Matty Ray, sitting back. You know, he's got a little bit of a speed in his pocket for these guys. He closes in on that battle. This is going to be interesting to watch right here. You already know Matty Ray probably has a little bit better tires than these two in front of him. Just with the speed of how quickly he caught them.
Yeah, and Addy's got to hurry up and get these moves done because they're kind of starting to lose the draft here.
Looking about the
Draft
same
is-
out front as
Ooh.
Jason Holdsworth makes a big dive down to second. See Ryan Barber kind of chase him down the bottom, put that dirty air right on Jason's nose as Kutai lifts a little bit. Pretty good
Oh.
business decision there.
Matt Patton just retired from the race. He is gone.
So something happened to that 58 truck while we were away watching this battle up front. Not sure what happened there.
Now here
Oh,
comes
big
Holdsworth
run for
looking to
Lee.
the inside.
To the inside. I called him Lee Holdsworth. That's funny. To the inside. Ryan Barber going to lose the lead here to that 8 truck. My pick for the race, by the way. I'm reminding
Meanwhile,
everybody all night. Yeah.
A little further back, Malone got the apron, and now Henderson's looking to the inside. We got battles all over the places. Barber not letting Holdsworth go.
See the power of that
Oh, what a
outside line
shot.
right there. When you nail it, you nail it. And you see it going down the backstretch. Ryan Barber is going to be able to rock it off turn 2. Take that lead back away from that 8 truck. Side by side towards the back. That's the 81 and the 3. That's what James was just calling out. So we are back side by side for the lead. Jason Holdsworth back underneath Ryan Barber. This battle is not done yet. Is Ryan able to get that run off of turn 2 that he got last time around? Doesn't appear so, as Jason Holdsworth's able to stick in the gas. He doesn't come up, though. He gives Ryan the room. Respectful racing here. Clean racing out of that 8 truck. Could have pulled up in front of him there easily and decided not to.
Oh, he's got it this time.
Well, he makes it work down in 3 and 4, and he's able to take the lead for good right now.
Yeah, you could tell that that move was only a matter of time because he was really edging a lot more forward on Ryan that last time through 1 and 2. He still kept about half a truck length out front.
3 wide.
Oh my goodness!
3 wide.
3
Andy
wide.
Barber on the inside of the 81. 4 truck Tim Blundell. He's going to back out of that. Tom Pritchard with a little bit of a run here.
Ooh.
Side by side off the corner. Got a little tight there. This battle is for the 6th position. Brenton Henderson, Tom Pritchard in the 6th truck behind him, trying to close in on this battle. As Andy J gets loose off the corner, big sideways, it's going to kill his momentum. Put him in the crosshairs of that 6th truck going down to turn 3.
Meanwhile, Tim Blundell making the business decision, letting Matty Ray ahead, and now Matty is fully in this fight.
Yeah, well, we didn't see that good of a qualifying run out of Matty Ray, but I think he had, saved his stuff back there for a little while, and you're going to start picking them off one by one here. He'll be up in the top 5 before we know it.
Also, Nigel Seidel has retired from the race as well.
Yeah, he had lost this drafting pack. I'm not sure what had happened there. I didn't see any sort of incident. Right now, the leader's starting to drive away a little bit from these guys.
And Holdsworth is starting to drive away from these two. Kutai looking to make his way past Ryan.
Another change is everybody running the wall. Came back up front to watch these guys, and they're all running an inch off the wall.
Here comes Kutai looking to the inside.
Not going to make it work. There's just not enough grip in these tires at the moment to try to make that pass on the bottom. Seems like the top is really where it's at right now at this point in the run. About halfway into a fuel run. We had talked about it in our pre-race. Fuel run's about 40 to 45 laps. About halfway there right now. These guys are already dropping off pretty good. They're already about a second and a half off of our qualifying times. The tire wear is a big problem here at Chicagoland. It's an old surface from 2001.
Ooh.
A little bit
Kutai
of wall
caught a little
contact
bit.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Just driving hard in that dirty air. Anybody
Two
who's been on
liters.
iRacing recently knows about that dirty air. 73 and Mark Grocott getting lapped by the field trying to get out of the way. Does a pretty good job at that.
See Andy looking to the inside of Pritchard. And nothing doing. In fact, he
Matty
even
Ray's
lost
still
a good
stalking
chunk of
behind him.
time.
He's going to get a big run there, yeah. Gonna make it easy for that 83 truck going down to turn 1. Matty Ray up into the 8th position. He's going to set his sights back on that 6 truck.
Andy fighting back.
And he's not going to roll over on him, especially with Ryan running so good up front. He wants to get up there and help his buddy. Matty Ray's not going to let him go easy. Uses that high line every single time you get that big run off the corner. Costs you time on the entry in the center. It's all about managing that loss as we got a big battle for second heating up. Kutai Dahl's closed back in on Ryan Barber. Been watching this 194. He's been sideways off the corners the last couple times around. Really, really loose on that 194. You see it right there, back and forth. The rear end wiggling around. He is driving hard. Maintaining second spot. And he's maintaining, into the wall, the 194. That's going to slow him down. A little bit of wall glue there on the side of that truck as Kutai and Brad Wright are able to get around. Great job by Brad Wright so far. Really running really well. He's going to go down to turn 3 and try to get a pass on last week's winner. Still side by side coming across the line. Kutai not giving it up easy. This battle's only going to allow Brian Barber to close back in. Kutai's able to hold him off. Here's a big battle on the track. Matty Ray to the bottom, Tom Pritchard. Pritchard kind of got stuck behind that 81 car on the entry, kind of used him as a little bit of a pick. Some smart oval racing there out of Matty Ray.
Yeah, and he's still alongside Tom. This is going to give him a chance to maybe... I don't even think he can pull the side job since Brenton is so close. They're still going to be side by side.
And you see that run the 6 truck gets off the top. Able to easily get right back by that 83. Good attempt, though, by Matty Ray. Seems to have a little more center speed. He's got to go where he's not, though. He's not going to pass him running in the back of him. I mean, he can. Maybe he should. I don't know. What do you guys at home think? Got another truck in the wall. Can't see who that is. That's the 19 truck of Brad Wright. Just commented on how good of a run he was having up in the top 3. I kind of just got into the wall, and the wall glue got him just like it got Ryan Barber. Then you saw a little more contact between the two.
Yeah, that's significant contact. He's going to have a fair amount of damage to get repaired here.
Truck looks good on my end at the moment. Checking Ryan Barber for some damage. Don't see much on his truck. He might have a little bit. Just a bad deal when you're following somebody in the corner and they get stuck on that wall. There's not much Ryan really could have done. Especially in the gas like he was at that point in the corner. These guys seem to be holding on to it for the moment.
Yeah, you're committed, so it's not like you have the ability to just see, oh, he's in the wall. Let me just hang a left right here and rip it down a couple lanes. It's not exactly that easy to do at that particular moment in time. So, like you said, just absolutely wrong place, wrong time for the both of them.
And Brenton Henderson on your screen flexing some muscle, your pulse hitter here tonight. He's able to get back around that 3 truck of Adam Malone on the inside. That's going to allow Tom Pritchard to get a run.
Yeah, Malone is really fading all of a sudden in these last couple laps. He's fallen like a rock. Sinking like a stone.
Brian Blundell on pit road, your first car on pit road. Might be just a tad early for that 2-stop strategy.
Big wiggle from Pritchard.
Yeah, Matty Ray wants to get his shot to get around this 3 truck right here. Tom's not helping.
Yeah, Matty Ray with his head amongst the stars with all these Southern Stars trucks all around him.
Big run though out of that 83 down the straightaway off the top. Going to be in the good position here going down into 1 and 2, although in the dirty air that 6 truck. You're going to see a speed difference right here as, the 3 gets real sideways, chases it down the track. It's going to make it easy for Matty Ray and possibly Andy J behind him. Andy J's going to go to the top here of this 3 truck. Adam's just going to lift for him a little bit and give him the spot, try to tuck in line possibly. And almost has him clear. Should have him right about now. There you go. Tough couple laps there by that 3 truck. Showed a lot of pace earlier in this race. Right now falling back. Fell back to the 9th spot. Was up there running in 5th just a couple laps ago. But he knows he's got the pace. He's just got to regroup mentally. Try to get these spots back. It's really easy to get caught up in that, right, James?
Yes, sir. I say it all the time. The professionals, the top tier drivers, it's not the fact that they don't make mistakes is why they're so good. They do. It's they have the ability to kind of wrestle the focus back and not let the mistake compound into extra mistakes or an even bigger mistake. They make sure that mistake is just an isolated incident in that moment in time.
Yeah, most definitely. You can't let these things get to you, especially on the fly like this. Right now, this battle for 6th will not go away. Tom Pritchard under threat from Matty Ray behind him. Both these guys running the top line, so it's been kind of a hard pass for Matty Ray to pull off. That 6 truck's really maintaining the top. At one point, do you just, give him the spot, let him know it might be better off following him than fighting him so hard, But this close to the pit stop, you might not see that.
Yeah, plus where's the fun in that?
I'll remember that next time I race you. Matty Ray sideways. You see that truck wiggling off the corner. Some wheel manning right there going on in that 83 truck as Tom Pritchard gets the spot back. He almost had it done. That's got to be so frustrating for the 83, right, James? Just about have the pass done. You just get back in the gas. You're clear off the corner, and you start getting loose. Did a great job holding on to it, though. It's this battle for 6th, the best battle on the track. You see the lines these guys are running there and those camera angles. They are all over this racetrack. They are up top. They are on the bottom. They are in the middle. One of our keys to the race was running the progressive banking. They are using all of it. James, what's your favorite line to run here? I'm sure you've gotten plenty of laps in some of your open wheel cars you're so good in, but what about NASCAR? What's your favorite lines to run here in NASCAR?
I don't tend to do well on the top. I always try to run the bottom everywhere I can and just focus on saving tires. Every time I run the top, I just incinerate my equipment immediately, so I've just learned to make speed on the bottom.
Well, Matty Ray just made some speed right there on the bottoms. He got back underneath that 6 truck. I like running the bottom here too, but once that tire wear starts playing a factor like you see going on right now, these guys are 2 seconds off the pace. Once you get to that point, it's almost like you have to run the top. As you see the Matty Ray struggling off the corner, he just about has that 6 truck cleared going down into 3. He's going to have to dig deep on the outside to try to stay to that quarter panel, but Matty Ray in the position. I think he's going to get it done, James.
Oh, not quite.
Not quite, but he is clear at the moment. He just needs to come back up. He does it. Matty Ray takes the position from Tom Pritchard. Man, he had to fight for that for about 15 laps. Great racing going on. Gotta wonder, did he burn up too much stuff following him at the moment? But we ought to be close to a pit stop here as we see, as soon as I say that, Ryan Barber on pit road was running 4th. Following him down, Adam Malone. Been struggling the last couple laps on that tires. You can tell he wanted to come down as soon as he saw Ryan hit pit road. He said, I'm going to. I need some new rubber more than anybody. Kutai, your second place truck's going to come down, hit pit road. Long way down pit road here, Chicagoland, 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. A couple more trucks coming in towards the back. Mark Grocott, Noddy Tompkins coming down for their pit stops here. Here comes down your pole sitter, Brenton Henderson. Hey, Ryan Barber, there's the boys in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, boys. How you going?
Doing good, man. Having fun watching you guys out there. You're running good right now in your 194 truck. How's it feeling all right now under these this high tire wear situation?
Yeah, it's not really an easy track to run with, especially when I'm like battling Kute. So it seems like when I'm going through turns 1 and 2, you can't really run the bottom too well. It seems like you chew the tires up pretty excessively. But going through 3 and 4, I find like I am able to try like to kind of hold the bottom. Like if you're watching on screen here, like I can kind of sit down here now that I do have fresher tires and I am in the draft. And then when I'm coming down the back stretch here, the draft does play such a big part in this race that I wouldn't really want to be the leading car anyway. So if Jason's sitting out there in the lead burning more fuel, then that's up to him. But yeah, tire wear is probably the biggest factor so far in this race. But yeah, I feel like I was doing okay once I understood how the tires were reacting.
Some great insight there, man. You just got around that 55 car. That's going to be for a second on the road as the 8 truck comes out of pit road here in front of you. New leader, Ryan Barber, the man in the booth at the moment. He's going to get out in front. You got anything for these guys on the long run, you think? You think you can maybe come home a winner?
I will try. I know that Jason does know how to build a good set, and I do believe that me and Kute both run the same. So, Kute and I are just down the driver's skill. I think Jason has a bit of a advantage there because he knows how to tweak and tune a car in the run too. So I think he's going to be a big part in this race. But yeah, I'm just going to try and soak in the clean air. I am punching a hole in for the draft of the boys behind me, and I will burn more fuel. But yeah, it seems like I should be able to try and hold my ground as much as I can. But you'll probably find soonish I'll probably let these guys by and just try and save some fuel.
Well, we appreciate you coming up here and spending a little bit of time with us. You're under some pressure right now from these 2 guys behind you. I think now would be a good time to let you alone, let you back at it.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm not really feeling any pressure anyway. So, Jason's a bit of a shark here. If at some point you look at the back of my truck, you probably see him, sniffing my rear end. So, I'm just gonna try and keep my truck clean. And yeah, I feel like I definitely have, one of the fastest trucks on the track at the moment. So, P3 and above is my goal.
Awesome. Again, we do appreciate you coming in here as you get a little bit of a bump there from Jason Holdsworth. Battle for the lead, side by side, coming to the line. Dead at the stripe.
Yeah, I'll race him how he races me, so we'll see what happens.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you back at it. Try to bring home a good finish there for that 194. Our friends is Ryan Barber, right now racing for the lead with Jason Holdsworth.
And he's
dive down
still
to the bottom.
Continuing to battle.
Yeah, Kutai with a little bit of a run here. He's going to get into the wall. It's going to kill his momentum. A little bit of a love tap. It's not too consequential here on the long run, but it does kill his momentum he had on Brian up front. Seen a lot of trucks get into that wall so far, James. I can tell he was not happy about that bump going down into turn 1. What do you think, James?
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you on that one.
Still a long way to go. We are 52 laps into a 120 lap race, approaching halfway here. Ryan Barber under a lot of pressure now by that 55, Kutai Dahl. Another great run out of that 55, been up front all night long. Coming off the momentum of a big win last week. He's going to go to the top, try to cross back over to the bottom, tuck in line. These guys are racing hard. That's exactly what Jason Holdsworth wants to see in his mirror, right, James?
Absolutely.
Close racing down into 1 and 2.
See Holdsworth putting Brian Blundell another lap down.
Brian, one of those trucks that came out the pit road early. You see just the difference in the tire delta right there.
Ooh.
A little bit of wall contact out of 86, but he keeps it out of the way of the leaders. That's what's important. You see Jason Holdsworth just kind of stretching his legs a little bit. That lead is up to a second. Brian might struggle to stay in his draft that far back. Maybe he can get some help here from Kutai, maybe a little bit of a push. Try to close right back in on Jason. But at the moment,
Whoa.
that 8 truck is looking good.
Kutai got super close to the wall off of turn 4.
And nothing, Jason Holdsworth in that 8 truck. He's got 4 lap fresher tires than Ryan. That's really going to show on the long run, I think, with the fall off being as much as it is. Kutai, he pitted right in between the two. This battle for second not ending anytime soon. The rest of the top 5 right now, Kutai Dahl in 3rd, Brenton Henderson in 4th. Matty Ray up to 5th. Had gotten around that 19 on the pit stop. Up 6 spots from his 11th place starting position. Pretty good race out of him, and he is closing in on that 81 truck as we speak. That's Jason's pick for tonight. It's going to give me a run for my money. Side by side, this battle here is going to be for 7th. Brad Wright on a little bit of a comeback.
Whoa!
Oh, really tight there. Smart racing from Andy Barber to lift right there in that moment. That could have been big. Now check that out here on the replay. On board with Andy Barber, you see the 19, Brad Wright, just coming up and up and up. There is a wall there. And Andy had to lift big time to not get careened into that wall. Heads up driving there out of Andy Barber. It's what we expect out of him. One of the cleanest drivers in the series. This is battle for second. Red hot right now at the moment. Kutai Dahl going to try to get to the bottom. And he's going to go to the top as I say it. Trying to get the run off the corner here on Ryan Barber. Ryan really starting to lose some time to Jason Holdsworth. You see that 8 truck driving off in the distance, and that's going to put the pressure on Kutai to get around now. Sideways for Ryan off the corner. He's going to come up, and that 55 with a big run down the back, going to go to the inside into turn 3. Going to be in the strong position here, going down into the corner, and he is going to clear 194 Ryan Barber. What do you think, James? It felt like he needed to get that one done.
Yeah, honestly, he needed to get that done like 5 laps ago.
Jason Holdsworth up to a 2-second lead now over that 55. So they work their way around. They work around that 73 of Mark Grocott. Ryan not giving up though. Go back and check out this battle. It's Tom Pritchard and Brad Wright. As we said it before, Brad Wright on the comeback trail. Trying to work his way back up in the top 5. He is showing a lot of speed. Very impressive night out of that 19 truck. As he makes the move to the inside down the straightaway on Tom Pritchard for the sixth position. A lot of speed there on the inside by that 19. Looks like he might have the job done coming off of turn 2. He's going to move up in front of him. Tom with the crossover down to the inside. Not going to give up just yet. Looked like a carbon copy of that pass Kutai made a couple laps ago. And for now, he's going to hold off that 19, but the 19 with a big run off the top to the bottom. Not going to go down without a fight. Going to have to try to take this pass back on the 6 truck. He's going to dive it down to the inside off of turn 2. Don't think he's close enough now to move up, and he does. Right across the nose of that 6 truck. Deja vu again as Tom Pritchard back to the inside into turn 3. Makes the pass easily. It's going to cost some speed off the corner. A little bit of a slide job there. Great racing here for the 6th position.
Absolutely.
Brad Wright back down to the inside.
Is he going to pull the slider? He's clear. There he goes.
Both of them into the wall a little bit.
Yeah.
Tom a little less than the 19. He's going to get the run back down to the inside, just like the previous 2 laps. For the 3rd lap in a row, he's going to get the over-under done going down to turn 3. Great racing here. These guys are just letting the leaders in front of them drive away a little bit more. And they're allowing Andy J to be a part of the fight, going back and forth at it. Back to the inside of 19, Brad Wright. Big run down the straightaway. This is where he wants to be. Going down to turn 3, he's going to make the pass. Has a little more room to come up that time. He gives Tom a lane. Still side by side through the center of 1 and 2. Brad Wright going to clear the 6 truck again. Is he going to get the run to come back down to the inside? Don't think so. Don't think he's done making that move. Didn't want to go for 4 laps in a row. Brad Wright finally gets the job done. It's going to tee up that 6 truck for Andy J.
Ready now that this battle's starting to settle up just a bit, I think we'll go ahead and take our first break of the night.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Welcome back to the Southern Thunder Truck Series here at Chicagoland. Jason Holdsworth, your leader, kind of stretched out that gap over Kutai Dahl as the laps have ticked on. We are closing in on our second round of pit stops. As always, has a chance to mix things up as he goes around a couple lap trucks there. Ooh, into the wall a little bit. You don't see that mistake out of him often, right, James?
No.
That's going to be a little bit of maybe of a good omen for Kutai, as Jason is kind of driven away from Kutai after he got around Ryan. 2 laps fresher on the tires, though. It's going to help him over the run. Ryan Barber has also kind of lost touch with this threesome up front. We go back and check on Andy. Andy's still in that hot... sorry, we're back to Ryan now on the screen. Trucks look identical, so, you know, we got to cut some brakes every now and then. If only they could switch them up just a little bit. I have to talk to somebody about that. Ryan kind of gets stuck up behind that lap truck there, the 119 of Noddy Tompkins. He's not going to be happy about that. He goes down into the corner around the 119 and then gets stuck up behind the 73.
Boy.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to be too happy about that as Ryan says something over the radio there. Cost him a good bit of time there just dealing with those lap trucks. You got a truck on pit road. Brian Blundell in the 86. He was the first truck on pit road last time around. Not long after them last time was Ryan Barber, so it'll be interesting to see when Brian comes down and make that pit stop. The window is open to make it to the end. What are you thinking for a pit strategy here, James? Do you think these guys are going to run a little longer? Especially seeing the strength of Jason here.
Well, you know me. I'm always the one to go for the overcut at basically any chance I can. So that's what my strat is going to be. And I think there's still going to be a lot of time left to where it will be effective. I don't know how effective. I don't think overcut will help Ryan run down Holdsworth, for example. But for those towards the midfield, it might work pretty well.
Yeah, I can kind of see that, especially with, you know, you kind of see the effectiveness right now with Jason Holdsworth. You know, he's got 2 laps on Kutai Dahl, and he's consistently been a tenth or 2 quicker when he's out in front in clean air. This time around, he lost a little bit of time trying to get around that 86 of Blundell. And that's the 86 that also just came down off pit road, so he's going to be putting pressure right back on Jameson Holdsworth as these tires warm up. And, you know, Kutai's already got a 2-lap deficit as well, so it's not like he can go 2 laps longer than Jason. So he's going to have to, I think his goal is to maybe pit the same lap as Jason, or maybe 1 lap after. That might be the best he can get here at the moment. So we are working lap 81, getting awfully close to that pit stop. Tom Pritchard in the 6 truck. He's going to sneak onto pit road. Coming down to make his final stop of the night. Still kind of a long way to go. He had just about had enough of his tires. I think in the last couple laps he had lost the position to Andy J as well. But maybe Andy J had gotten around him. He figured he had enough of this set of rubber. Come down and get some fresh ones. He is the only truck to hit pit road at the moment. I imagine most of the field can probably go to about lap 90, considering most of them went to 45 last time.
"48 laps for some."
Yeah, that's quite a long ways. Get you to about lap 95 or so. It's a really early pit stop for that 6 truck, but he can really make some gains here on these fresher tires and maybe buy a caution later in the race. We have seen that in some of these previous races, the late race caution, really mixing things up. Saw it at IRP, I remember that. That was one of the better ones so far this season. But anything can happen here in oval racing.
Yeah, Lord knows, 30, 37 laps, it's an eternity at a place like this, or it feels like an eternity sometimes at any rate.
Brad Wright going to the bottom of that
Noddy.
119, hits the wall. That is Noddy Compkins in that 119. Ryan Barber on pit road out of 3rd spot. Matty Ray was behind him, starting to close in a little bit. He was starting to feel a little bit of that pressure from the 83 behind. Ryan Barber on lap 85 is going to come down and make his final stop. Are you surprised, James, we haven't seen more guys come down yet?
No. I feel like a lot of guys are going to be on the same wavelength of trying to stretch it a little bit, not have too far to go on these tires. As see Barber exiting the pits. It's like Ryan.
He had just made his pit stop there, the 194. Like we said earlier, he was one of the first ones on pit road in the first pit stop cycle. So it just makes sense that he is one of the first ones this time around. Running in the 3rd spot, though. Having a good race going. Led some laps earlier on. Had a little bit of a contact situation there with I almost said it again, with Jason Holdsworth. It's Bathurst week, you know. He is his brother, so it's easy to get the two mixed up. They look alike. Practically twins. You see the difference in the tire delta right there, the speed that Ryan Barber's able to have. He goes around that 81 truck who has yet to make a pit stop. Pretty good run tonight out of Brent Henderson as well. We don't really see him up in the top 5, but he went out there, he won the pole. That alone, pretty impressive, and he's able to come back from his troublesome first stint and keep it up in the top 5.
Yeah, a heck of a run for Brenton.
See Ryan Barber with those fresh tires getting around the 119. That 119's been sideways every time I've seen him tonight. Really hanging on to that thing. If there is a late race yellow, it might just be him. Adam Malone hitting pit road in the 3 truck. He's running in 8th position. Got some fans in the chat cheering on Matty Ray. Troy Mortensen. It's a name I've seen race in some of these events. Showing Matty Ray some love. Yo,
Right?
why aren't you on track, Troy? Come on.
Yeah, come on,
We're out
Morty.
here mixing it up with these guys. 81 Brent Henderson on pit road out of 5th spot. Oh, Matty Ray.
Whoa!
Real close. He gets down on pit road. He got stuck there behind the 73 as well. It's going to cost him some time. Andy J also coming down pit road. He had a big moment into turn 3. Andy J hit the wall pretty hard. As he gets woed up and stopped for his pit stop. Tell you, that is not what Matty Ray wanted to see. He didn't want to come down right behind that 73. Kutai Dahl and Jason Holdsworth on pit road. It appears that they both pitted on the same lap there. Andy J. Barber going to retire from the event tonight. As I said, he hit the wall pretty hard there before he had pitted. I imagine he might have had some steering damage or something. Going down to turn 3. Got a black flag here on the 73. Mark Grocott might be too fast speeding on pit road, entering pit road. Very easy to do here. Just about the whole field on pit road there the last couple laps. Jason Holdsworth going to come out with the lead. Able to pit before. We got ourselves a battle heating up as Ryan Barber gets in front of that 8 truck exiting pit road. This battle did not go smooth last time. I don't think it's going to go smooth this time, boys. You might be in store for some hard racing up here in a couple laps or so.
Yeah, he's using that undercut to perfection, but he's going to have his hands full.
I believe so, yeah. He's hot. Under that collar, he was not happy about that contact earlier. I don't think he's gonna go down without a fight.
Excuses.
Yeah, work is important, but how important can it be?
Right. Get off the farm sim, or in this case, the real life farm sim.
Battle for the lead. Here comes Holdsworth. Down to the bottom. Get the job done. Pretty easy pass there. Didn't go down like I thought it would between these two. Oh, here comes Ryan Barber. No, he's not giving up. It is not over. Flexing some muscles. They close in on that lap truck, the 4, Tim Blundell. Might have exasperated the situation there just a little bit. Tim Blundell's going to hang on the outside of Ryan Barber. That's going to cost him time down the straightaways. Lee, oh, Jesus, as Jason Holdsworth gets away. That's how tired I am. Just be lucky you don't have someone named Scaife out there.
I don't even want to know how you messed that one up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just tired. It's early here for me, okay?
Mood.
Ryan voicing his displeasure with that 4 truck. Really could have used the brake there.
Yeah, okay, now Andy Barber has retired from the race. We were a bit unsure because it looked like he had come back out on track, but he gone.
And maybe he went out and tried to test out that truck with the damage and just wasn't up to par, and he had to call it quits for the night. Tough run there for Andy Barber. Ryan, man, we have you back up here in the booth with us. You seem a little hot and bothered here at the moment. What's going on?
Well, for starters, Tim in front of me, he seems like he has fresher tires, but, being a lap car, he shouldn't really be, playing with the guys in the front. But, yeah, aside from that, I think Jason just, adjusted his car really well, so I have nothing for him, and I think that Kute has better tires for me, so he probably catches me as well, so, yeah, just, looking in my mirrors now for Matty Ray. Just going to try and keep him behind me.
10-4, I thought that was your race with the 83 truck. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, what's going on with Andy, your old man there? We saw him hit the wall pretty hard. Is he done for the night? Some other issues, or is it because of that damage he possibly got?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened with him. He just said, I just heard him over the radio say that he didn't want to pit then. And then next minute I heard about some sort of contact. I think he's surprised that, he sustained that much damage from whatever happened. I didn't see it, so I can't really comment on, whether or not it was hard enough to end his night. But yeah, damaged car, and there's no cautions tonight either, so I don't think he was going to recover anyway. So I think he just hung up the helmet tonight as well. But yeah, he's been busy with work as well, so it's a bit difficult for him to keep up with what's happening on track here too. So it's racing around a track like this as much as a mental game as it is physical. So I don't think he was just up for it tonight.
And we're checking it out here on the replay. It was on his end lap. We're almost there now. Yeah, he doesn't go into 3 here as well. That's what I saw.
Yeah, it's really easy to hit the wall around here too. We're carrying so much speed, especially through 1 and 2. If you've been watching, me or Jason, even Kute, I think maybe we've been running not the top lane, but like the second from the top as well. So we are entering pretty close to the fence. Matter of fact, I did give it a little bit of a kiss on entry, so it is easy to find a barrier around here. But it's also easy to damage the car as well. And when you're racing around a track like this where downforce matters, we're already struggling with turning in the corner and exiting, so even with a little bit of steering damage, it's massive.
Yeah, I think what messed up your old man, he got into the wall, and then that safer barrier popped out a little bit. He got into that little bit of a pop out on the safer barrier at a bad angle, and really gave him some heavy damage. Well, sucks for him, really, but you still got a top 5 going here, and hopefully you can hold off Matty Ray and Kutai here. Yeah,
I'll try my best. Shit happens, so I'm not too sure if he just wasn't concentrating too much. Like, if he wasn't concentrating enough. I haven't really noticed the poke out. I'm actually gonna have a little bit of a peek now as I head out, and it is. As a driver, it does blend in really well with the wall as well. So it's easy to catch out, especially when you're focusing on hitting an apex or if you have a car behind me like Kute. I don't know if I don't stand a chance of him now. So it's just easy to overlook that. Just unlucky. We'll roll the number 5 out next week, hopefully with a new chassis, and we'll see how that race goes.
10-4, man. Appreciate you coming back up and spending some time with us here in the booth. Good luck in your pursuit to hang on to the podium spot. You got Kute coming to the bottom now.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to hold up, but third would be great, so I'll just try and keep Matty away.
10-4, man. Good luck. This battle for second still not over yet. Got a couple lap trucks battling here. That's going to be the 3 of Malone and the 4. Tim Blundell, they're battling for that lucky dog spot. Tim Blundell, a little bit fresher tires, gets the job done up into the 8th spot. So we got a battle for second coming down the backstretch, not far behind these fellas. Kutai Dahl working over Ryan Barber. We just heard from him in the booth. Ryan a little bit defensive going down into the corner. Still gives Kutai the bottom.
Not anymore.
That would have been funny. That was perfect. Give him credit for coming in here and being so up for it in such a high pressure situation like this. Although he doesn't seem to let him get to him. The pressure, at least. The contact's another story. Contact gets him fired up. Still a heavy battle for second. Kutai trying to close in what he can. Coming back around that time, that was 13 laps ago. Laps are ticking off. Not over yet for Ryan Barber. He can still hold on to this second spot. Oh, loose out of the 55. Looks like they both got loose.
Yeah, Kutai is clearly giving it everything that 55 truck has.
Well, he keeps it up. He's not going to have much left.
Whoa!
A little bit of wall contact there. Ryan back up to the top. Kutai to the bottom. This battle for second not going down easy. We got Matty Ray not far behind these guys. 5 seconds behind. He is closing in quick. Last time around, he was half a second quicker.
Yeah, it's down to about 4.5 seconds. Whoa, Kutai flirting with that wall again.
He's getting everything he can. Ryan Barber is a hard man to pass. Shades of Kenny Powell out here tonight. Making him work for it. Is that the 194 sideways off the corner? Kutai to the bottom. He's going to be in the strength position here, going down into turn 3. A valiant effort by the 194 to hold on to that second place for as long as he did. just asking too much that time around, James. Got a little sideways and got up into that wall.
Yeah. Great job from Ryan to hold them off as long as he could, but those pressure tires, there's only so much you can do.
And we check it out here on the replay, that battle for second. Kutai to the bottom. You see it on your screen through the fog, really, as Ryan gets up into the wall. All Kutai had to do was get to the bottom, hold it there. He takes away that second spot. A long way to go up to Jason Holdsworth, the leader. We got a hot battle on the track now. This is the 19 and 6. These guys have been battling. They were battling earlier in the last run. Tom Pritchard, one of the first trucks on pit road, starting to pay for it now as these newer tires are catching him quick. Brad Wright had caught him, made the pass, and is now driving away. You see it on your screen. The difference in the tires. It's 10 laps right there. We said it a couple times tonight, James, but that's a good run out of that 19 truck up into the 6th spot. Still has a chance at a top 5.
Yeah, that's a great run for the 19. You know, with Brad Newman not being in the race, he had to shoulder the load for the name Brad tonight. And honestly, he's doing an admirable job.
Yes, indeed. 7 laps to go that time by for Jason Holdsworth. Kutai Dahl in second, Ryan Barber in third, but Matty Ray closing in quickly on the 194.
Yeah, it's about 2.5 seconds now.
And apparently with Andy J's retirement earlier in the race, it was a mechanical problem on that truck, some of his equipment. That's always tough to see. Had a good run going. Right now, all eyes are on that 83 of Matty Ray. Really putting that 194 under pressure. Not many laps to go, though. Gonna have to pony up some more speed here if he wants a shot at it.
Yeah. I think Matty might just run out of time.
But Ryan is struggling, though. At 194, he's sideways off the corner every lap. Oh, weird pass there by the 83. That's going to cost him time. He's going to get really high up into the wall.
Yeah, that's not going to help.
Yeah, it's that 73 again. Sometimes you just got to know who you're racing with, and you just got to know that 73 is going to do something a little funny most of the time. Probably would have been right off going up to the top there, but it's hard to make that decision right there in that point.
Yeah, Mark's doing the best he can just to let the leaders go by, and unfortunately, sometimes moments like that happen.
Yeah, that's going to cost Matty Ray about 3 or 4 tenths. That lead is back up to about 2.5 to 3 seconds between him and Ryan Barber. That is what Ryan Barber wanted to see in his mirror. As this time around, it's going to be 3 laps to go for Jason Holdsworth, leading by 8.5 seconds over Kutai Dahl. Really impressive run tonight out of that 8 truck. Didn't get the best qualifying run. Started 10th, drove up through the field very, very quickly, and was up in the lead by lap 10 or so. And has really put in some massively impressive stints to gain as much time as he has over that fast 55 and Ryan Barber in that 194.
Yeah, absolutely dominant out of that 8 truck. 8-second lead for the 8.
Most definitely. Kutai actually putting in a couple good laps here last time by. Not going down without a fight, but that lead is just a little too much. 8 seconds, quite the gap as Jason Holdsworth comes down for the white flag in the air. One time more around the Chicagoland Speedway. Lap 120. Started 10th here today. As we just said, drove up through the field pretty fast. Got to the front and has not looked back. Some perfect pit stop strategy. Some good racing on newer tires. Jason Holdsworth and his 8 truck's going to come down off of turn 4 and claim his 5th win of the season. Holdsworth takes the crown here at Chicagoland. Coming home in second, going to be Kutai Dahl off of turn 4. He's going to come home second in his 55 truck. Not far behind him, Ryan Barber able to hold on for his podium position in the 194. Always good to see. And that's your race. How about that, James?
Yeah, really good race, and yet another caution-free race.
Yes, you're indeed another caution-free race out of these guys. Consistently clean, hard racing is what we see week in, week out from this series. Your winner, Jason Holdsworth, able to drive away 120 laps of green flag racing. We run down the top 10 here. It's going to be Jason Holdsworth in your 8 truck, the winner tonight here at Chicago. Kutai Dahl in second, Ryan Barber in third. Matty Ray comes home in fourth. Brenton Henderson, your pole sitter, comes home in 5th. Brad Wright, great run for that 19 truck, in 6th. Tom Pritchard in 7th. Tim Blundell in 8th. Adam Malone 9th. And then Brian Blundell comes home in 10th. Mark Grocott in your 73 is going to come home 11th. Noddy Tompkins in 12th. Andy Barber with his mechanical problems earlier in the race finishes 13th. Nigel Seidel in 14th. And Matt Patton rounds out your finishers here in 15th. We're going to step away for one last break here tonight. We'll be back with your top 3 finishers.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Welcome back here to Chicagoland. We got your top 3 finishers up here in the booth tonight. I am here with Ryan Barber in that 194. He joined us a couple times in that race. Ryan, man, you were able to hold off Matty to come home in 3rd spot. How you feeling after that?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty happy about the podium. I did mention earlier, I was never going to catch Jason. I know that he knows how to build a set, and he definitely adjusted his car this race, to suit the condition. So, at many points during the race, I was going to come in and do some adjustments, but I just didn't want to throw away my chances if I, made a wrong correction. I think Kute also adjusted the car too, because, once we went through those 2 pit cycles, both those cars were a lot quicker than they were before. So, And I also believe that Matty Ray and Brenton also made adjustments. So I feel like out of the top 5, I was the only car that kind of kept the setup the same. So yeah, he was definitely hunting me down as well, Matty. So very fortunate that I was able to keep it on the track. I was struggling towards the end there through turn 2. The car was kicking out quite a lot. So yeah, I'm happy with the podium. Just wish that obviously could have got a better result.
Well, I'd say you got the maximum tonight coming home in 3rd place, especially with those 2 fast trucks in front of you. Anybody you want to shout out for your 3rd place finish here tonight?
Oh yeah. First of all, I'd like to thank Tom and Adam for jumping in. We don't race enough together as a team, so it was good to have them. Thanks to Kobe for running the league as well. I enjoy running in this league every Friday night. I look forward to it throughout the week, so it helps me get through the week as well when I'm looking forward to jumping in for some truck racing. Then the sponsors, so Mish's Excel Garage, RBI Trading Card 7-Eleven, Sydney Paul Servicing, Slacks Creek Carbies, which is now Beaumont Mechanical here in Slacks Creek as well. And then a shout out to my grandmother that's up north. It's good to catch up with her the other day, and looking forward to next week. I don't know what track we're at, but I'm sure it'll be cool.
10-4, man. Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish. I'm going to send it over to Katai Dahl. He's going to be with James Watson tonight.
Alrighty, Katai, James in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, loud and clear, James.
Well, it looks like you picked up where you left off the last week for the most part. Another great 2nd place. Take us through your night.
Yeah, it was a good night. I started on the front row, which always helps, and then I think Brenton had a bad start and just let me get in front, take the inside, and then I just tried to get a gap to the other guys and as much as I could, but so I could get a good clean pit stop. But then Jason and Ryan caught up pretty easily, and then I just had to hang on to them, and they had to pit early or pit in between them to try and hopefully get in front, but didn't work out. And then that 2nd pit stop I pitted late after Ryan to hopefully get the overcut, and seemed to pay off. But I couldn't catch Jason. He's just too quick.
Yeah, you had a pretty awesome battle, honestly, with Ryan there towards the closing laps. Just take us through it.
Yeah, Ryan's always a good competitive. He's always racing clean, so it's always fun to battle with him. He had the older tires, and I tried to go on the inside, but it's hard when Ryan's got the momentum from the top lane, so it's always going to be hard to overtake, and I was getting loose taking the inside, but I think he hit the wall, or he scraped the wall, and he slowed down a lot. That helped me get in front. Then once I got the clear, and it's just much easier to drive flat out.
And finally, with Talladega looming next week, what are your thoughts going into that one?
I'm not that great at super speedways. I'm still learning. I'm still learning these tracks as well, but I haven't done a lot of super speedways. So, yeah, they're a lot of fun, a lot of close pack racing. But I might need to do a lot of practice before next week. I mean.
Eddie Katai, it was still a heck of a run for you tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shoutouts you'd like to give?
Just you guys in the booth, Kobe for putting the league on, P1 Racing, and Mum and Dad for watching it home.
Anyway, we appreciate you, Katai, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Thanks, guys.
Jason Holdsworth, man, this is Sean in the booth. You got a copy?
Got you loud and clear.
Congratulations on your big win tonight. Take us through that first stint that you went through there. You didn't have the best qualifying start result. You actually started back in 10th spot, but you were up there to the front early. How was it racing back with some of those guys?
No, it was fine. Chicagoland's a wide track. You hold your lane, everyone's okay. That was no big deal. I actually got really loose in turn 1 and 2 on the quali lap. That's why I was buried back there. But yeah, there's no trouble. I just wanted to get up to the front draft, just so I could hang on for a little bit and save tires. And then once I felt I had better tires, I tried to obviously drive off in the first stint, and then that was it.
Well, you're able to get out in front and had some good pit strategy there. Was there any sort of variation that you had in mind with your last couple pit stops there? It seemed like you pitted at the perfect time both times just to get that little bit of a tire advantage.
Yeah, that's what I was really going for. Just to come out behind and save a little bit. Well, not in the second one with Ryan, I didn't save, I just gunned it. But in the second one, I wanted to come out actually a little bit further behind them, so I could just use the draft to suck up to them. But I came out basically right on top of them, but I didn't burn up my tires straight away. I just sort of eased them in, and then I could make that gap essentially throughout that second stint.
You did a great job of it, man. You came home with your 5th win of the season. Is there anybody you want to shout out for your big win tonight?
Yeah, JT, obviously, makes the setups for Nitro. That's a season pass setup for the week. Obviously, it's fire. And obviously you guys for putting on the league and the broadcast.
And man, congratulations. That is going to be Jason Holdsworth, your first place finisher here tonight in Chicagoland. James, final thoughts out of you. We had some great racing out here.
Yeah, and most importantly, it was clean racing and caution-free racing. You know, that's what you'll love to see, is everyone giving it their all, battling side to side, but no one killing each other.
Most definitely, it was clean from start to finish. Multiple lanes, great watch. Thank you to all our sponsors, Scotcher Race Fuels, TWRS, Fallen Veterans. There is the league ID next week, Talladega. Anybody can win that race. It is going to be quite a show. Don't you guys miss it. That is going to be all from us here tonight in Chicagoland. We'll have to catch you guys next week.